Hello, welcome to today's session. We're going to talk about hoops today, the various hoops you can get. Now, different embroidery machines come automatically with their own hoops. You can often buy additional hoops depending on what embroidery size your machine will go up to. Often the standard is 4x4, 5x7, and then they sort of increase 8x10, increase as you go. Just going to go and I've got lots of hoops. Just going to show you the difference in hoops and try and give you an idea on the best way to hoop from my perspective. Okay, let's go. So I have, and I'm going to be a bit awkward here, sorry. Just pop that one there and I'll show you that one in a minute. And they could all fall off of here. I have all of these ones. Now these are quite heavy duty hoops. You can see there's quite a few. They came with my Brother 6-thread PR655. And I'll just try and lay them flat again. Just let me get off the chair and do that. Take the little hooker off it. Just thought I'd show you how I hang them up. So the biggest hoop that comes is, that I've got for this, that came with the machine, is this one here. Let's put it back together, it came apart. So this is a 2x300, or you might call it 3x200, depending on how you word it, which is 11.8 by 7.8. So that's the size of it. Big. Pretty big. I use this one a lot when I first got my machine, my big 6-thread machine, which I bought 15 years ago. And this was one of my favourite hoop sizes to do a lot of things like, I like embroidering towels and bigger things. So tried all sorts of things, different stabilisers with this, and sticky, you know, the sticky tear off the piece out the middle and float stabilisers, which leave a bit of a gunk on your hoop, but you can get it off with isopropyl alcohol. So that's the big one. But about probably 12 months into my embroidery journey with my 6-thread, I went and bought a magnetic hoop. I'll just pop this one down. And I'm in Australia, so I sent to America for this at the time. We can get them in Australia now, but I sent to America for it. Best thing ever, this magnetic frame. It basically just magnetizes on. I've got the protector board in there because it's pretty strong when it magnetizes. I'll just do it on the edge here. You can hear it click. This is after 14, 15 years. It's still really strong. So you put the board between it when you pack it away. So we'll do that. So that, I measured that against the 2x3, and it's roughly the same size. So I'm saying this is a 2x300 magnetic hoop. It does a great job for big projects. If you're doing small projects, sometimes it's better to go with a smaller hoop. So you have one less stabilizer wastage, a tight ability to go tighter with your fabric and your stabilizer. Just there's a whole range of benefits. It's potentially easier to hoop in a smaller one. For these big ones, sometimes it's quite difficult to hoop small items. So while I love the big hoops, sometimes there's a hoop, this is why I've got so many, there's a hoop for every occasion. Let's look into it further. Okay. So, and without my glasses, I can't read the sizes very well. So, but this one is, when I find it, they've all got them written on. Looks like a 5x7 to me. So it is a 180, 130, and yes, it's a 5x7. This is a great size. It's not as big as obviously that bigger one I've just held up, but it is a really good size for most projects. And machines like this one behind me You can often purchase them with a 5x7 option and bigger, but that is probably would suit most projects that you want to do. It's big enough for a name, so if you're doing something like a towel, it's big enough for a name on a towel. That's pretty much big enough for most projects. You can get these days, you can get these in magnetic as well, so, but that's that size. Throw them all over here. And then this one here will be the 4x4. Should say it on here somewhere. Not so easy to find on this little one. That's okay. 4x4. Just hold it up. And this one is the one that comes with this little machine behind me. Now, this is a M370, Brother M370. Very similar to heaps of other models. When I was looking, it's got very similar features. So just pick the model that suits you. My advice is, if you have enough funds, is to get bigger than a 4x4 hoop. But it'll do the job. The 4x4 will do the job. So you can see that is about the same size. Different connectors. So this one clips on the side and clips that way on the machine. It goes in that way, clips down. And this one, because the big 6 threads have 2 arms that come out, this one sort of slots in and clicks on. Similar principle to everything is most of this style hoop have a little adjustment piece that adjusts the outside because it comes apart. Come down for a minute. They come apart. Pop your stabilizer in and your fabric, and then you clip this. Put it so you can see it. That clips over the top, and then you adjust this little screw. It's a little screw, which way around, whether you need it tighter or looser to get your fabric in. So this has got two connection points, and the machine moves like this. So the actual machine moves. And this style here is very common with this style sewing machine, embroidery machine, and it just has the one connection point. It's got little, this one here's got little clips or little buttons that clip in on the side. You can get slide ones that slide in and out. They all work very much the same, just depends on your model, really. I would say there's no difference apart from this one's super heavy and strong. It's 15 years old, so I don't make things like they used to. This is not quite as strong. You can see the difference in it. It's a smaller, low end, perhaps I'd describe it, design, whereas this is a bit more of a chunky industrial. More industrial than this one. This one works pretty good. Comes apart just very similar to that one. You get some clip on the outside, some clip on the inside. This one clips into the inside like that, and then you do your frame up just the same. And then you can get smaller specialty hoops, and this would be for very tiny embroidery projects. I don't use this one very much. I have used it though, so just because I don't use it very much doesn't mean I haven't used it, but I have used it. This is a, what does it say, 60 by 40, so, which is 2.4 by 1.6, 1.6, so small. Doesn't do all sorts of embroidery projects, but it does specific ones. Pop that down. During this series, I'm mainly going to use this little hoop here because this will be similar to the one you potentially might buy or already have. While the 6 thread's beautiful, it takes up a lot of room, very expensive. It's a great machine, but this one's packs away, comes with it, you know. They come with a little case. You pop the case on top and pack it in. I've got a little sewing cabinet that flips out and folds out to a sewing cabinet, which I've got my old machine that I would have talked about in the previous video that lives in there. This one's been living up here on this bench, and I just pop the cover on. So this video will be talking about this. Tips for stabilising, and we will go into this a bit more as we move through the series. Pick the hoop the best size for your project. If it's a small project, pick the hoop. Obviously, if you've only got a 4x4 hoop, that machine that uses a 4x4, that's the one you would choose. You would have to move your materials around to embroider each piece or applique each piece, depending on what you're doing, as you go through. This one does a lot of things still, so that's why I'm going to use this one in the series. I might go bigger for some projects, we'll see. So if you're buying one, at least a 5x7 though, that would be my advice. I obviously didn't need a 5x7 because I have my other machine that sews whatever size I need. Would I like a machine that sews bigger and more threads, like a 6 thread instead of a 10 thread instead of a 6 thread, perhaps? Yep. Yep, I would. But, you know, budget constraints often decide what you're going to purchase. All right. Now, I have talked a little bit in another video about stabilizers on stabilizing fabric for the cutting machine. So for your scan and cut, we will look at stabilizers that go on these hoops. Use the stabilizer for your fabric. Different fabric requires different stabilizing. But we'll cover that perhaps in the next video. All right. Hope you found this interesting. All right. Catch you in the next video.